Interesting times indeed. Hello everybody, I'm reporting today live from Paris, France. As you can see, the Eiffel Tower is in back of me. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm taking care of some business out here. Going to be filming some episodes, going to be co-hosting some episodes. God willing, that should be airing soon. In any event, I don't want to leave you guys hanging, and also we're growing so exponentially, I have to stay more consistent. So thank you for all of your support. Today we're going to cover some brief headlines since I'm on the go, and some things that I think are important for you guys to know. Obviously, I'm not in the studio, so I can't pop everything up like I usually would. But this article today is from Amnesty International, right? They're a human rights watch group. President Trump's claim that the U.S. will take over Gaza and forcibly deport Palestinians is appalling and unlawful. Reacting to President Donald Trump's comments that the USA will take over the Gaza Strip, advocating again for the forcible transfer of around 2 million Palestinians from Gaza to neighboring countries, Amnesty International Secretary General Agnes Callamard said President Trump's remarks calling for the forcible transfer of Palestinians from occupied Gaza Strip must be unequivocally and widely condemned. His language is inflammatory, outrageous, and shameful, and his proposal amounts to a flagrant violation of international law. Any plan to forcibly deport Palestinians outside the occupied territory against their will is a war crime, and when committed as a part of a widespread or systematic attack on a civilian population, it would constitute a crime against humanity. As I've mentioned over the last couple of years, it does not matter who comes into office. When it comes to the rights of these people and the violations and the clear crimes against humanity, any administration in office will protect the interest of Israel, will neglect the violations of human rights against the Palestinian population. And it is the duty not only of organizations like Amnesty International, but you, my friends, to watch and to speak out against what I believe is an excessive use of force, regardless of what happened in the past, doesn't justify, or as many people would say, two wrongs don't make a right. And we knew this was the plan. Let's be real. This was the plan. And it was never to let them return or rebuild. And I said, after the war's over and there's a ceasefire, we'll see if they really are gonna, let them come back home. And I'm not holding my breath. So there was a global outcry. Everyone's been posting about it. Okay, to not let them return is straight ethnic cleansing. And if I was someone from Israel, I would be ashamed knowing about our past, coming from World War II, coming from Germany, and being forced out of where they lived and thrown onto trains and moved somewhere else, and eventually they were exterminated. Okay? These people are going through a living hell. And it is tragic and it is sad that we cannot stop it and that the Western world is the one helping make this happen. It's really, really embarrassing, and I'm ashamed to be American when it comes to this particular conflict, even though we've dropped the ball on many over the last few years. It's absolutely horrible. Political reports, global fury builds over Trump's plan to turn Gaza into the Middle East Riviera. U.S. President faces outrage from Arab countries and key European capitals over his dangerous proposal that the Palestinians should be removed from the coastal enclave. Trump's remarks that the U.S. should own Gaza and turn it from a demolition site into the Riviera of the Middle East, the Riviera, meaning like a tourist destination, sparked immediate blowback from Palestinian officials, their regional allies around the Middle East, and key European capitals. We will not allow the rights of our people, for which we have struggled for decades and made great sacrifices to achieve, to be infringed upon, said the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. The aftermath of Israel's destructive war on Gaza has long looked like an intractable problem that neither Israel, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, or the U.S. seem to have a concrete, workable plan for. Okay, this thing is far from over. Regardless if they release hostages or not, this thing is far from finished. The Guardian reports a U.S. military aircraft transports 104 deported people to India. Okay, the mass rounding up of these illegal migrants, regardless if they're from India, South, people think it's just people from South America. No, anyone that's in America illegally right now, they're hunting them down and they're returning them, and this is proof of it. The migrants, first to be flown to India by military aircraft, were sent on a C-17 aircraft from San Antonio in Texas to the northern Indian city of Amritsar. So it's not just Latinos. Trump takes action to ban transgender women from women's sports. I think it's very smart. I don't care what you want to classify yourself as. Biologically, you have the genetic buildup of a man. You have an unfair advantage against biological women. This is common sense legislation, and I do support it. With this executive order, the war on women's sports is over, the president said. That was just signed now. USAID employees around the world will be placed on leave Friday in order to return to the U.S. All USAID direct hire personnel will be placed on administrative leave globally, with the exception of designated personnel responsible for mission-critical functions, core leadership, and specially designated programs, said a statement posted on the USAID website. The statement said it's preparing a plan for personnel posted outside the U.S. under which the agency would arrange and pay for return travel to the U.S. within 30 days. Contracts that are not determined to be essential. Massive shakeups already in the first month. Congressman Al Green, this is being reported everywhere, says he will file new impeachment articles against Trump. The Democrat U.S. representative announced his plan to file impeachment articles during a speech on Wednesday where he denounced President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. During a meeting between the two leaders on Tuesday, President Trump said he wants the U.S. to take over ownership of the Gaza Strip and redevelop it after Palestinians are resettled elsewhere. Dr. Martin Luther King was right. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, and injustice in Gaza is a threat to justice in the U.S. of America, said Representative Green. So that's going on. Javier, the Argentinian leader, has said that he will be leaving the World Health Organization following Donald Trump's footsteps for that country, and I love it. Witnesses described chaos and bloodshed in Sweden's worst mass shooting. They scrambled for cover as quickly as they could as shots rang out, sheltering behind and under whatever they could find to escape the gunman. This is reported by the AP News. One survivor with children feared she might never see them again. Witnesses of Sweden's worst mass shooting described horror and panic that gripped an adult education center west of Stockholm as the gunman killed at least 10 people. What a sick, sick world. Helen Worm, 35, thought of her two children, ages 2 and 3, as she heard the gunman pacing outside the classroom where she and 5 other people hid. Those were the worst hours of my life. I did not know if I would get shot there and then or in 10 minutes. The report said 3 classmates and 2 teachers were about to start a lesson on how to install catheters on patients when they heard the first shots on Tuesday at the campus. So I don't know who conducted the shooting, but that's what's going on. Researchers have found a spoon's worth of nanoplastics in human brains. Okay, not good for us, this plastic stuff. And the latest evidence that plastic is accumulating in our bodies. Researchers took samples of human brains, this is reported by Yahoo News, from dead people to look for microplastics. The brain samples had high levels of plastic than kidney or liver samples. People who died in 2024 had more nanoplastics in their brain samples than those who died in 2016. The brain is the most well-protected organ in the human body, but it has a surprisingly high amount of microplastic pollution. Researchers examined 52 brain samples from autopsies and found they contained even 7 to 30 times more microplastics and nanoplastics than the kidney and liver samples. Okay, not good for our health. USDA milk testing shows different strain of the bird flu is in Nevada dairy herds, and I'm in Nevada right now. I should go out to these farms. The discovery expert said makes it clear driving the virus out of cows will be harder than the USDA has estimated. There is so much F5N1 virus in the environment in wild birds. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this thing anymore. All I know is a pack of eggs is like $30. We're living in interesting times indeed. These are the quickest and most important headlines right now breaking here on February 5th. I don't even know what day it is anymore. Wednesday, February 5th. There's the fake Eiffel Tower behind us. Never give up in life. There's nothing you can't do. I appreciate all of your support. Check out my interview with Mo Pacino, Shaquille O'Neal's boyfriend and artist, signed to Shaq Fu Records. We had an interesting conversation last week. That's now up there. I'll continue doing what I'm doing. You keep doing what you're doing and smash that sub button. Make sure you follow all my other platforms. Make sure you follow my Instagram and my X account. Thank you for all of your support, and my apologies for the production level since I'm not in my studio but on the road. This is your boy Beck Lover, signing off. Till the next time. Ciao. Arrivederci. I don't even know how to turn this camera off.